Hello, everyone. We're back with a brand new story. Right then, here's my question for you. Be honest, if an app promised to turn you into someone people would really notice, would you tap yes, Alex did? And what happened that night changed everything. His name, his face, his whole life.
Look at this crowd. Hundreds of students laughing, talking, living, and right there in the middle of them, the one person nobody sees. His name was Alex, 20 years old, and already an expert at being forgotten. He wasn't bullied. He wasn't hated. He was something quieter, something worse, invisible. People's eyes slid right past him, like he was made of glass. And every single day, Alex walked through that campus wondering the same thing. If he disappeared tomorrow, would anyone even notice? That night, like every night, Alex sat alone in his little room. Movie posters on the walls, other people's stories, other people's lives. The clock crawled past 2 in the morning, and he stared at his laptop without really seeing it. There was a heaviness in his chest that had no name. Not sadness exactly, more like homesickness, which made no sense. How can you be homesick for a life you've never lived? He was about to find out. It appeared without a sound, no download, no icon. Just a soft purple glow rising from his phone, and a single word written in elegant letters, wish granted. Below it, a line that made his skin prickle, tap to finalize your agreement. Agreement? He hadn't agreed to anything, and yet, there it was. A strange little symbol shaped like an eye and a key. A limited time offer from no one. Every instinct told him to delete it. But curiosity is so much louder at 2 a.m. Alex held the phone and stared at it for a long time. The purple light washed over his tired face like water. He told himself it was a scam, a prank, some clever piece of malware. But here's the thing about people who feel invisible. Deep down, they're always waiting for something to finally see them. And this app? It felt like it was looking right at him. His thumb hovered over the screen. One tap. What's the worst that could happen? He typed his wish quickly before he could lose his nerve. Not for money, not for fame, something much more honest than that. He wished to start over as someone people would actually notice, someone beautiful. He even laughed at himself as he hit enter, and then the laughing stopped because the screen flashed and 5 words appeared, glowing like embers. Wish accepted, processing overnight. The phone went black, completely dead. And somewhere deep inside Alex, something whispered that this was real. He woke at exactly 3:33 in the morning, and the room was breathing. Purple mist curled through the air like smoke made of starlight. A warmth spread from his chest to his fingertips, gentle but unstoppable, like a tide coming in. And then he felt it. A soft weight spilling across the pillow, his hair sliding down past his shoulders, growing longer by the second. Alex lay frozen, eyes wide, heart pounding, as the wish began to keep its promise. It kept growing, wave after wave of soft chestnut hair cascading down his back like silk poured from a jar. Threads of purple light wove through every strand, stitching the change into place beautiful and terrifying at once. He could feel each shiver run down his spine. This wasn't a dream. Dreams don't have weight. Dreams don't smell faintly of lavender and rain. Whatever was happening, it was only getting started. He stumbled to the mirror and a stranger looked back. The face in the glass was softening in real time. The jaw growing delicate. The lips fuller, the eyes larger, deeper, framed by lashes that caught the light. It was still his face, but it was becoming hers. He raised a trembling hand to his cheek. The reflection did the same. Smooth, warm, unfamiliar. No, he whispered. But the voice that came out was already halfway to belonging to someone else. Then he looked down and forgot how to breathe. His hands, his own hands, changing right in front of his face. The fingers stretching slender and graceful, the roughness melting away. Purple sparks dancing across the fingertips like tiny fireflies sealing a contract. These were not the hands of the boy who sat alone in lecture halls. These were the hands of someone new, someone the world was about to meet, whether he was ready or not. And then came the final wave. light everywhere. The mirror blazed like a doorway to somewhere else, and the whole room dissolved into white and violet. In the heart of that radiance stood a silhouette, long hair floating weightless, a figure both fragile and unmistakably new. If you had walked past that little window at 3:40 in the morning, you would have sworn a star was being born inside. And in a way, one was. The boy named Alex was gone. When the light faded, the room was silent, and standing before the mirror in an oversized shirt that no longer fit her shoulders was a girl. She touched her face with shaking fingers, tracing every unfamiliar line. The reflection was undeniable, beautiful, wide-eyed, and utterly lost. Somewhere in her pocket, the dead phone buzzed once, a name appearing on its own, rewriting every document, every record, every memory the world had of Alex. From this moment on, her name was Alexis. Morning came, merciless and bright, and with it, a very practical problem. Nothing fit, not the jeans hanging hopeless in her hands, not the shirts swallowing her whole. She stood in the wreckage of her old wardrobe and heard herself say the most ancient sentence ever spoken, "I really have nothing to wear." And then she froze, because she'd said it out loud. In that voice, yesterday's biggest worry was a physics exam. Today she had to learn how to be herself. She tried the app one last time, hoping for a refund button, and undo anything. Instead, the screen lit up with a message that read like a verdict. Wish fulfilled. Duration: permanent. Enjoy your new life, Alexis. Permanent. She read the word 5 times, waiting for it to change. It didn't. But here's the strange part, the part she wouldn't admit even to herself. Somewhere underneath the panic, a tiny, quiet voice wasn't scared at all. It was relieved. Going outside felt like walking onto a stage with no script. Hood up, head down. She moved through the busy street like a secret trying not to be told. But the world had other plans. People looked at her, not through her her. An old couple smiled warmly. Someone whispered awe. She's shy. Every glance landed like a spotlight. For 20 years, Alex had been invisible. Alexis could not be invisible if she tried, and that terrified her almost as much as it thrilled her. The boutique smelled like lavender and new beginnings. She braced for judgment, for suspicion, for someone to point and shout imposter instead. The cashier just smiled and rang up her things like this was the most normal day in the world, because to everyone else it was. Small talk, a paper bag. "Thank you, please come again." She walked out holding that bag like a trophy, her first purchase, her first conversation, her first tiny victory in a life that was one day old. That evening, golden light spilled through the window as she stood before the mirror one more time. New sweater, hair finally brushed, and for the first time in 20 years, she didn't look away. That was the thing nobody knew about Alex. He never hated his reflection because it was ugly. He hated it because it felt like a stranger. This face, this impossible, brand new face, somehow felt more honest. "People actually notice," she whispered, smiling. The wish hadn't stolen his life, it had unlocked hers. And as Alexis drifted into her first peaceful sleep in years, the phone on the desk lit up one final time. No sound, no warning, just glowing violet letters in the dark. Level 1. Complete Level 1. Which means somewhere out there, there's a Level 2. What did the app really want? Why her? And who else in that very same city was staring at a purple screen right now making a wish of their own? Alexis slept unaware. The story was just getting started.